Okay. Good evening, everyone. Mayor, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council for July 20th, 2023, to order at 7 o'clock p.m. On roll call, we have Council Members Dennis.
Here.
Fasolo, absent. Golubek.
Here.
Pellegrin.
Here.
Sheridan.
Here.
Council President Ballasteri.
Here.
Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Shanae. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, do we have a lot of people here tonight. The only thing I could figure is that all your air conditioners were out and you came here tonight instead. Is that the case? No. We're here to celebrate some of our finest and some deeds that they have done for this great town of Elmwood Park. But first, let's get through our prayer and flag salute. Can everyone please rise and O God, our Father, we ask you to bless our meeting, which we entrust to your fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our hearts and implant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbor. Guide us in our deliberations so that our decisions will always please you and bring your peace and happiness to our community. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey require at the commencement of every meeting a statement of compliance be read by the presiding officer. Now therefore be advised that the meeting requirements for this meeting have been met by publishing a special meeting notice in the Record and Herald News and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk, as well as in a public place within the municipal building, and by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted and transmitted on January 6, 2023, and published on January 10, 2023. And Shanae, before I turn it over to you, I'd just like to make mention that we do have a full council here tonight. You might not see Mrs. Ballasteri, but she had an operation today on her eye. She's doing well, but she is with us right here via the phone. Shanae?
Thank you. I just want the record to reflect that Councilman Fasolo is now here. For approval of minutes, we have January 5th, 2023 reorganization meeting, January 12th, 2023 work session, January 12th, 2023 executive session, and January 19th, 2023 regular meeting.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council Members Dennis.
Yes.
Fasolo.
Yes.
Golubek. Pellegrin.
Yes.
Sheridan.
Yes.
Council President Ballasteri.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, at this time, I will turn the meeting over to Borough Administrator and Police Chief Michael Foligno for the Life Saving and Meritorious Service Awards.
Thank you, Shanae. Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're going to be presenting awards to some of our police officers and EMTs for some outstanding accomplishments that they performed in the line of duty. I am going to have Sergeant Woods, our patrol commander, read off the narratives of what they accomplished. We have 7 different presentations for a total of 18 officers being honored. So for the first one, I'd like Sergeant Nick Domofsky and Detective Chris Miranda to please step forward over here, guys. Sergeant Woods.
Good evening, everybody. Sergeant Domofsky and Detective Miranda were assigned as lead detectives assisting the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office Major Crimes Division with an attempted murder investigation stemming from a shooting that took place on December 27, 2022 at 113 Lincoln Avenue. These officers conducted numerous searches, viewing surveillance footage from numerous jurisdictions, and followed up on various leads over the course of 4 days. Further investigation revealed the suspect was staying at a motel located in Montville, New Jersey. Sergeant Domofsky and Detective Miranda established a surveillance at this motel and provided key information to the Morris County SWAT team, who eventually breached the motel room and engaged with the suspect. If not for the relentless follow-up by Sergeant Domofsky and Detective Miranda, the suspect would have remained at large, putting others in danger. Sergeant Domofsky and Detective Miranda were receiving a Medal of Merit.
So this was a deep dive into a attempted murder case that happened right after Christmas. These gentlemen put in a lot of hard work, and it was due to their the investigative work that we were able to track the suspect down, who, if you read the news, was ultimately gunned down by the Morris County SWAT team. He engaged with them first. So great job, guys. Professionalism at its best right there. And let's give them a round of applause. I'm going to stand up here because I'm short, so for the pictures, it looks like I'm tall. Do we have a photographer? PD photographer, somebody? That's Mike? What happened to him?
He's incognito.
Thank you. So now we're going to have, some guys are on vacation, so I apologize. Sergeant Nick Petronzi, Officer Hans Brady, Officer Anthony Ingrafia, and Officer Nick Squillaci, please come forward. Also a recipient who's not here is Lieutenant Robert Sinkowski. Sergeant Woods.
On May 16, 2023, the Elmwood Park Police Department received a call about an unresponsive male at the Red Carpet Motel. Upon officers' arrival, it was determined the male was suffering from an overdose and was lodged on the floor, blocking the doorway into the bathroom. The door could only be opened a few inches. The officers utilized a breaching tool to open a hole in the drywall adjacent to the bathroom, and a dose of Narcan was able to be administered through the hole. Officers were able to kick loose some of the debris from the wall, and a second dose of Narcan was administered. Officer Brady removed his vest and climbed through the hole and was able to pull the male away from the door, allowing the other officers and EMS to enter. The male was removed from the bathroom and transported to the hospital for further medical treatment. Lieutenant Sinkowski, Sergeant Petronzi, Officers Brady, Squillaci, and Ingrafia should be all commended for their actions and teamwork which saved a life. They all will be receiving the life-saving award.
So I don't know if you heard that, but these gentlemen right here broke through a wall to get to a person who was suffering a drug overdose and was basically about to die. They cut a hole in the wall, very resourceful. Officer Brady, this is when it pays for us to be on the smaller side, was able to get through the hole in the drywall to get to this victim who was trapped between the toilet bowl and the door, and they couldn't get to him. So that's one of the best ones I've heard in a long time, and I've been around a long time, so let's give him a round of applause for that. I'm still not tall as him. He's a proud papa right there. Let's get a picture.
Mike, did you say it was this gentleman that went through the wall? Oh, yeah? Was it 18-inch on center, the studs in the wall?
Next, I need Officer Wendy Tinio, Officer Joseph Rocca, EMT Dave Clementi, and EMT Austin Gomez to please come forward. Sergeant Woods.
On April 18th, 2023, the Elmwood Park Police Department received a 911 call from a frantic daughter stating her father was having a heart attack. Patrol officers, rig number 448 and ALS were dispatched to the location. Officer Tinio was the first officer on scene and observed the male laying on the living room floor with family surrounding him. The male was blue in the face and experiencing agonal breathing. Officer Roca arrived on scene and checked the patient's vitals as Officer Tinio attached an AED. The AED indicated one shock was advised, which Officer Tinio administered. EPEMS members David Clemente and Austin Gomez arrived on scene. Officers Tinio and Roca then began CPR while simultaneously EMT Gomez administered oxygen. While the male was being prepared for transport, he regained consciousness. He was transported to St. Joseph's Hospital for further treatment. A follow-up with the St. Joseph emergency room indicated the male was alive and talking. The emergency room staff reiterated the first responders who treated the male in the field did an excellent job. Officer Tinio, Officer Roca, EMT Clemente, and EMT Gomez should be commended for their actions, and all will receive the life-saving award.
So let me set the stage for you. You have a daughter calling 911. Her dad's having a heart attack. The officers and EMTs arrive on scene. The person's coded, right? They're clinically dead. CPR is very difficult to do in the field. It's taxing. It's difficult. It's chaotic scenes. Family screaming. These officers and these EMTs did an awesome job of staying the course, getting the person to the hospital with still a chance to live, and the person lived as a result. So great job, guys. Congratulations.
I want you guys to take a good look at this face. Because when you come to my house, I want you to recognize it. And do your best, like you've done here. Thank you. Good job, guys. So next award, we're going to have Sergeant Finn is not here, I'm told. Lieutenant Tom Coaches, please come forward. Sarge.
On April 29th, 2022, the Elmwood Park Police Department received a call for an emotionally disturbed person with past attempts of suicide by cop. The male stated to the dispatcher that he was going to arm himself and was requesting officers to his residence. While officers were on scene, the male suddenly emerged from the garage and attempted to enter his motor vehicle. Sergeant Finn took immediate action and ran towards him. He was able to grab the male before he could enter the vehicle, and with the assistance from Lieutenant Coaches, was able to detain the male on his front lawn. The male indicated to officers that he was attempting to enter his vehicle to retrieve a knife. Officers on scene located the knife inside of a backpack. The male was transported to Newbridge Medical Center for treatment without further incident. Sergeant Finn and Lieutenant Coaches should be recognized for their actions in preventing this incident from escalating into a potential use of deadly force by our officers. They will receive a Medal of Merit.
So, since COVID, mental health situations have skyrocketed for us, and we deal with these a lot now. This person wanted to do harm to themselves, but they wanted the officers to do it, right? So they wanted to grab a knife, charge at the officers, and have the officers shoot them. These officers had the wherewithal to intervene quickly, stop the situation from escalating, and prevent a tragedy, and from us being on primetime news. So congratulations, Sergeant Finn's not here. Lieutenant Coaches, 2 veterans, they did an outstanding job. Thank you. Congratulations. I was looking at this to see if I read the same one twice, but Sergeant Petronzi, Officer Brady, Officer Ingraffi, and Officer Squilacci, come on forward. You guys are 2-time winners tonight. Sarge?
On May 17th, 2023, the Elm Park Police Department responded to the 7-Eleven convenience store located on Broadway on a report of a stolen vehicle. Upon officer's arrival, the victim advised an unknown male entered his vehicle and drove away from location. While speaking with the victim, officers observed the vehicle turning onto Mola Boulevard. The information was related to the officers conducting a search in the area. Sergeant Petronzi located the vehicle and attempted to stop it. The suspect continued to drive away from Sergeant Petronzi and eventually came to a stop in the driveway off Iozia Terrace. The suspect attempted to exit the vehicle but was ordered back in by Sergeant Petronzi. The suspect was then placed into custody with the assistance of other officers. The officers' quick response and thorough actions led to the safe return of the victim's vehicle and the apprehension of the suspect. Sergeant Petronzi and Officers Brady, Squillaci, and Ingraffia will receive the Medal of Merit.
So I guess they're the A-team tonight. These guys did a great job, cohesive unit there, good leadership. Nick, great job. Another thing that has skyrocketed in the past few years is auto thefts and car burglaries. We, amongst other towns in Bergen County, have been victimized, and these guys are on it. They're aware of it. They're out there patrolling. Somebody left the car running in 7-Eleven. A thief came by, crime of opportunity, and the guys were diligent in their efforts and brought a vehicle back to somebody and brought somebody to justice. So great job, guys. Thank you for your professionalism.
We got 4 twos here, ladies and gentlemen. Getting on it twice.
Switch up the order to make sure that happens.
All right, congratulations. Okay, Sergeant Nick Petronzi, Officer Hunt, no, I'm just kidding. Can we have Sergeant Nick Domofsky, 2-time winner tonight? Officer Cachola, I'm told, is not here. Officer Tyler Griffin. Tyler Griffin. Officer Jarrell Harris couldn't make it, and Officer Mike Sestaro. Sarge? My bad. And Dispatcher Mohammed McInast.
On May 18, 2023, the Elmhurst Police Department responded to the Tiger Mart located on Route 46 East on the report of an armed robbery. Upon officer's arrival, the victim indicated he was robbed at gunpoint by a female and a male. During the robbery, the female pointed a handgun at the victim's face, demanding he open the register. The victim noticed the handgun did not have a magazine and attempted to grab it from the female. After a brief altercation, the male and female fled the area on foot. The responding officers immediately established a perimeter and began to search the area for the suspects. A short time later, with the assistance of the Bergen County Sheriff's Office, the 2 suspects were located and placed into custody. Sergeant Domofsky and Officers Cachola, Griffin, Harris, Sestaro, and Dispatcher McInast should be commended for their quick response and thorough search, which resulted in the apprehension of the armed robbery suspects and the recovery of a handgun. They all will receive the Medal of Merit.
Another great job. Sergeant Domofsky has not been a sergeant for a long time, but he's displayed amazing leadership skills, good command presence when he's on scenes, and it's a cohesive team there. Mike, Tyler, Mo, good job, guys. They're all very, very diligent officers in everything that they do. They take pride in their job and their work output. So professional job, well done. Thank you guys for all you do. And if you're wondering, Mohammed's a dispatcher, so that's probably just as difficult as being a police officer. Quarterbacking that scene from the desk. Great job, Mo. Very cool head. Thank you. Can we have Officer Jimmy Rivera come forward, please? Sarge?
On May 30th, 2023, Officer Jimmy Rivera was patrolling the area of Elmwood Terrace and Donor Avenue when he was flagged down by a resident who observed a juvenile roaming in the area alone. Officer Rivera observed the 5-year-old juvenile and began to yell in her direction to get her attention. The juvenile began to run across Mola Boulevard, at which time Officer Rivera ran after her and picked her up, preventing any further incident from occurring. The child's parents were located a short time later with the assistance of other officers on scene, and the child was returned safely. Officer Rivera's actions demonstrated an extraordinary sense of responsibility and genuine concern. He should be commended for his decisive action by rushing towards a child, which prevented her from stepping into oncoming traffic and being struck by a vehicle. Officer Rivera will receive the Medal of Merit.
So what's very amazing about this one is, first of all, Officer Rivera has not been an officer very long. He was dispatcher for a while. He might be a veteran at fighting, UFC fighter, bare knuckle fighter, but he's new to this game. But he's doing a really good job at it. What's impressive to me is he wasn't sent on a call, right? So sometimes we drive and we get complacent and we have the blinders on, but he didn't have them on. And thankfully for that child, he was attentive in that moment and he saw it and he acted quickly and he didn't hesitate. So great job, Jim. You saved a life. Congratulations. So that concludes our awards. Let me say that, and I'm not going out on a limb saying this. First, I think we have the best police department in the state of New Jersey, and that's a credit to the men and women standing behind you amongst their fellow officers and dispatchers. Everybody does a really good job. They really care about their job, and they come to work every day wanting to serve the community, and they do it well. Second, this is the most difficult job in the United States of America today. Trust me when I tell you that. Maybe we don't come home and tell you everything every day we come home, but support your husbands, your wives, your brothers and sisters that are wearing the badge, because it's a very difficult job and we need your support as family. Thank you. Mayor?
Council comments? Councilwoman Dennis?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to commend all the officers on their awards tonight. Thank you so much for continuing to give yourself to the residents of Elmwood Park. Every day we get a notification on our devices of some story happening in the world, and whenever you see Elmwood Park up there, you get like this unsettling feeling. But at the end of the article, when it says that you all made it home safe and the people that you went out to save were actually saved, it just settles us down and makes us feel safe and proud that you guys know representing us, that you're protecting us. So I just want to thank you for continuing to devote your time and your efforts to our community. And I wish you guys a lot of luck, and I pray for you every day, and I'll continue to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Fasolo?
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to congratulate all the recipients tonight and the entire department for making us proud day in and day out. Every day, not only when these events happen, but every day treating our residents with dignity and respect and really going out there and showing that you're a big part of this community. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Golombek?
Thank you, Mayor. We did a lot of clapping tonight for those that were honored, very well deserved. But I want to do one more round of clapping for the leadership that creates the system that makes this happen. For Chief Foligno, one round of applause, please. Chief, what you've been able to do with your department is nothing short of remarkable in every sense, from the stories here today to the community policing things. It's a pleasure to watch how this department operates, again, in such a difficult environment. We're honoring people who are longtime officers, newer officers, people that were born and raised here, some people that I went to school with, and it's just a beautiful night. I'm glad we do this, and I want to thank all of you and congratulate all of you on your service, and wish you continued safe and health. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Pellegrin?
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'd like to congratulate all who received awards tonight. You've all gone above and beyond your job descriptions. Each one of you have displayed heroic actions to protect our community and to save the lives of our residents. As I was reading what you have all done to be honored and recognized tonight, I truly teared up. Over the years, I've gotten to know many of you, and you truly all give so much to our community each and every day. As a lifelong resident and a councilwoman, I am so proud and very thankful to have such an amazing police force to serve and protect us all on a daily basis. Thank you all. Thank you to Chief Foligno for your great leadership with your team. Elmwood Park Police Department is simply the best. May God always keep you all safe. And again, congratulations to all of you and your families, and know that you are all so appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Sheridan?
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to say thank you to our chief, Mike. Thank you for everything that you do. To the officers, to the EMS, this town wouldn't be what it is today without you guys. I mean, you guys are the best. You always go anywhere, anytime, no matter 24/7, no matter what time of the day. You guys are the best. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. And I just want to say God bless to all. Let's pray every day. Everybody stays safe. Everybody comes home. And God bless to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Council President Ballesteri, who's not physically here, but we will be able to hear her.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to congratulate and commend every officer this evening. I'm so pleased that we are honoring them on both the Merit Service Awards and Life Saving Awards. They all put themselves at risk each and every day. I always say that our police department is second to none. I also just want to say how proud I am of our Chief Foligno and his entire police department. I have lived here my entire life and never felt safer. You have our residents back, and I promise you that the mayor and council have yours. God bless and stay safe always.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Well, there's an old saying that you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. And I think tonight is a perfect example of that. As Councilman Golenbeck had said earlier on, it all starts from the top and it trickles down. We have a police chief who not only has one of the most common sense brains that I've ever dealt with, compassion, and he spews that down to our entire force. And it's not just in the safety aspect and what we've witnessed here tonight, saving lives and helping people, but it's the community involvement that he spews down to his subordinates. And that, to all of us in this council, is very important that we have a town that is united, not separated, and we work on that. And what really gives me agita is how some people could talk about defunding the police department. It makes no common sense. Our first line of defense is you're looking at it. Now, if those people were not here, where would we be tonight? We wouldn't be here talking about these great moments and saving people and helping people. So I want to say to all the boys and girls on the force, keep up the good work. We're very pleased, as the council has said, and they are all behind our police department, our fire department, and our ambulance department. I could say that from my seat here, that we're all on the same page, and you all take care. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a brief mission. If you want to stay, you're welcome to stay. If you want to go and celebrate some of these events, whatever you would like to do, we'll be back shortly.
Okay, Mayor, I would like to reestablish a quorum. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Dennis. Here. Fasolo.
Here.
Golebeck.
Here.
Pellegrin.
Here.
Sheridan.
Here.
Council President Ballesteri.
Here.
Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have reestablished a quorum. At this time, we will have ordinances on first reading. We have Resolution R-268-23, introduce ordinance number 23-24 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Amend Chapter 7, Traffic of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, more specifically Article 7-11, Parking Prohibited at All Times on Certain Streets," be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, August 17, 2023, at 7 o'clock p.m., or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Michael, would you please break this down for us?
Mayor, parking on Market Street, over near CVS for the businesses, China House, Bagel Base and such, having difficulty because some of the other businesses are parking their work trucks and stuff on the street and impacting their customers from coming. So we want to enact a timed parking ordinance there.
This will help the business out, correct?
Correct.
Very good, very good. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Fasolo. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Dennis,
Yes.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Ballasteri.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now we have Resolution R-269-23, introduce ordinance number 23-25 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, acknowledging and accepting control and jurisdiction over Van Riper Avenue from the County of Bergen pursuant to Freeholder Ordinance number 23-09, be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, August 17, 2023, at 7 o'clock p.m., or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in the legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
This here road, Van Riper Avenue, has been in discussion for quite some time, and it's due to the diligence of our attorney and our engineer and our department director of the DPW, Scott Cars, that they pushed this along. What's happening here is the road will be vacated by the county, turning it over to us, but in the interim, the road is going to be fixed of its drainage problems and also paved. And additionally, it gives us they vacated the area for the monument on the corner of Van Riper and Mola Drive. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
First by Pellegrin, second by Sheridan. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Dennis,
Yes.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Ballasteri.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-270-23, introduce ordinance number 23-26 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, "Ordinance Amending and Supplementing the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 7-35.1, Handicap Parking on Streets, to create and assign a parking space for and as a handicap parking," be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, August 17, 2023, at 7 o'clock p.m., or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
This speaks for itself, handicap parking space. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Fasolo. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Dennis,
Yes.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Ballasteri.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now we have ordinances on second reading. We have Resolution R-271-23, introduced ordinance number 23-20 on second reading, whereas the public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a four-way stop at the intersections of Willow Street and Orange Avenue, Willow Street and Elizabeth Avenue, and to amend Chapter 7 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, titled Traffic, more specifically Section 7-21, titled Multi-Way Stop Intersections, was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, June 15, 2023, and that for the consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a four-way stop at the intersections of Willow Street and Orange Avenue, Willow Street and Elizabeth Avenue, and to amend Chapter 7 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, titled Traffic, more specifically Section 7-21, titled Multi-Way Stop Intersections, passed on final reading.
Would anyone from the public here, well, first let me ask permission to open it to the public. May I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? If not, I will close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Fasolo. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Dennis. Yes. Fasolo.
Yes.
Golubek.
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Sheridan.
Yes.
Council President Balassiri.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-272-23, introduced ordinance number 23-21 on second reading, whereas the public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a four-way stop at the intersections of Stefanik Avenue and Maya Street, and to amend Chapter 7 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, titled Traffic, more specifically Section 7-21, titled Multi-Way Stop Intersections, was introduced and passed at a meeting held on June 15, 2023, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore it be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a four-way stop at the intersections of Stefanik Avenue and Meyer Street, and to amend Chapter 7 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, titled Traffic, more specifically Section 7-21, titled Multi-Way Stop Intersections, passed on final reading.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? If not, I will close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance? Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Sheridan. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Dennis.
Yes.
Fasolo.
Yes.
Golubek.
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Sheridan.
Yes.
Council President Balassiri.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-273-23, introduced ordinance number 23-23 on second reading, whereas a public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the 2023 Road Resurfacing Program and by and for the Borough of Elmwood Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $1,420,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds, to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, July 6, 2023, and that for the consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the 2023 Road Resurfacing Program and by and for the Borough of Elmwood Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $1,420,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds, to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds. Passed on final reading.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our annual resurfacing program that is done naturally every year. May I have a motion to open to the public?
Second.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? If not, I will close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Fasolo. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Dennis.
Yes.
Fasolo.
Yes.
Golubek.
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Sheridan.
Yes.
Council President Balassiri.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, before moving on to the consent agenda, I'm going to have our Borough Administrator and Police Chief Michael Foligno explain two items that is listed under the consent agenda, item R-276-23 and R-277-23.
If I could just add to that, we want to make it clear exactly what these dollars are for. Mr. Foligno?
Yes, Mayor. Bond anticipation notes, the CFO has informed me that these bonds are currently at a floating rate or a variable rate, and with the market being the way it is, he's recommending that we lock into a fixed rate for 12 years. And it's going to be handled through a bond sale, which is by competitive bid.
Thank you.
Okay, going through our consent agenda, we have Resolution R-274-23, approval of payroll, R-275-23, approval of bills list, R-276-23, resolution combining several authorizations of bonds into a single issue and prescribing the details of and bond form thereof for $8,350,000 general improvement bonds dated August 15th, 2023. R-277-23, resolution combining several authorizations of bonds into a single issue and prescribing the details and bond form thereof for $1,415,000. Water utility bonds dated August 15, 2023. R-278-23, resolution authorizing the publication, printing, and distribution of a notice of sale and the publication of a summary notice of sale and prescribing the forms thereof for $8,350,000 general improvement bonds and $1,415,000 water utility bonds, each issue date August 15, 2023, approving the preparation, distribution, and execution of a preliminary and a final official statement for such bonds, undertaking to provide continuing disclosure of financial information covenanting to comply with the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended, designating such bonds as qualified tax-exempt obligations for purposes of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended, and authorizing various matters in connection with electronic bidding for the bonds. R-279-23, authorize current estimate number 4, Vietnam Veterans Memorial Statue. R-280-23, award proposal for professional services, Alignment Group, Borough Salt Shed. R-281-23, authorized purchase of equipment. R-282-23, authorized release of road opening performance bond. R-283-23, amendment to the Fire Department Stipend Program, first quarter compensation. R-284-23, authorization to execute service agreement with the Municipal Inspection Corporation. R-285-23, appointment of part-time building inspector, Nicholas Oregon Building Department. R-286-23, approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for funding from the FOIA 2024 Municipal Aid Program for the Mola Boulevard Improvements Project. R-287-23, resolution authorizing tax exemption for disabled veteran 134 Lincoln Avenue, AKA Block 405, Lot 12. R-288-23, resolution to rescind liquor license renewal, Walter Ventura, 0211-33-011-012. R-289-23, appointment of firefighters. R-290-23, resolution to approve consent agenda.
Thank you, Shanae. May I have a motion on the consent agenda?
Mayor, before we go on, can I make a motion to table R-280-23?
Okay.
I'd like to second Mr. Fasola's motion. I know we've had discussion about the salt shed, but I think the amount of discussion, I don't think has been more than 5 minutes. There's something I asked for that I want to still see, so, just speaking for myself, I know that this is something that we're going to have to undertake, but I think we need a little more, time to discuss.
Mayor, if I may, I spoke to the DPW superintendent a few days ago, asked him to put everything in writing, how old it is, the structure, what the problems are, and to come up with a plan with the engineer on moving forward with this, and I'm waiting on that. So I just told him the other day, so I should have it by next week.
And that's where I remember we left off at the meeting, that we were going to get something from him.
Yes.
That's why I wanted to table it.
Okay. So what your request is what, Councilman?
To table, and Dan
Yeah, to
motion.
table it.
Table it?
Okay. Resolution R-280-23, award proposal for professional services of Reliable Group, Borough Salt Shed, will be removed from the consent agenda and tabled by Councilman Fasolo, second by Councilman Golubek. On roll call, Councilman Burrs Dennis. Yes. Fasolo.
Yes.
Golubek.
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Sheridan.
Yes.
Council President Bellisario.
Yes.
Motion carries. This resolution will be tabled.
May I have a motion on the consent agenda?
So move.
Second?
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Fasolo, second by Pellegrini. Roll call, we have Councilmember Dennis.
Yes.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golombek,
Yes.
Pellegrini,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Ballestieri.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now, Mayor, at this time, we have a standalone resolution, Resolution R-291-23, resolution condemning social media platform from spreading hate, bigotry, and harassment based on race, color, religion, national origins, ethnicity, sex, gender, gender identity and expression, sexual orientation, disability, or any other protected characteristic as defined by law.
Mayor, can I request that this resolution be read in its entirety, maybe by our borough attorney?
Okay, does that Sal, does that need to be voted on, or can it just be part of the,
No, it's a request that the council permits. I can do it.
all in favor, council? Against? Please proceed.
Okay.
This is Resolution R-291-23, a resolution condemning social media platform from spreading hate, bigotry, harassment based on race, color, religion, national origin, ethnicities, sex, gender, gender identity, and expression, and sexual orientation, disability, or any other protected characteristics as defined by law. Whereas on July 6, 2023, Councilman Francesco Fasolo brought to the attention of the mayor and council of the borough of Elmwood Park a post containing a social media platform under the title of Elmwood Park Speaks. And whereas said social media platform was at the time administered by Pamela Troisi, the Republican candidate for the Elmwood Park Council for the November 2023 election, and whereas the posting was from a member of from the platform that goes under the name of Gigi Hayes, that posted remarks as to Councilman Fasolo as being a cross-dresser and defending pedophiles, that Councilman Fasolo chooses to feed filth to the children, and that she hopes that something is done to Mr. Fasolo's child so that she could see his face. She further posted that Democrats' slogan should be, "I support freaks and pedophiles." And whereas the mayor and council of the borough of Elmwood Park wish to affirm its commitment to the well-being and the safety of all of its community members, and to ensure that they will be protected and their rights respected. And whereas the mayor and council of the borough of Elmwood Park wish to affirm its commitment to cultivating an inclusive community. And whereas the mayor and council of the borough of Elmwood Park support diversity and our community is beneficial to all within, making us stronger and more resilient. And whereas each of our elected leaders has the ability and obligation to promote inclusiveness, celebrate diversity, work to ensure equitable opportunities in all major facets of society, prevent the spread of misinformation and disinformation, and reject hate and bias in all form, and should set a positive example for their constituents in this regard. And whereas the mayor and council of the borough of Elmwood Park support peaceful exercise of free speech, free assembly, and freedom of worship safely for all people. Now therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that the mayor and council of the borough of Elmwood Park affirm its ongoing commitment to cultivating an inclusive, safe, and just society and culture that values the diversity of our community, works to ensure equitable opportunities in all facets of society, and celebrates both our individuality and commonality. 2, that the mayor and council of the borough of Elmwood Park denounces July 6, 2023, a posting made by the member of that platform of Elmwood Park Speaks that goes under the name of Gigi Hayes, that posting remarked as to Councilman Fasolo as being a cross-dresser defending pedophiles, and Councilman Fazolo chooses to feed filth to his children, and that she hopes that something is done to Fazolo's child so that she could see his face. She further posted a Democratic slogan. It should be that they support freaks and pedophiles, to be offensive, derogative in nature, and unsupported and uncalled for, and represents hateful speech. Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park denounces attempts to exploit governmental procedures and basic governmental function for personal political gain. The Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park urges residents to join the governing body by adopting these values in their own lives, calling attention to these harms and denouncing hate and extremism to help keep us all safe.
May I have a motion on the resolution?
So moved, Mayor.
Discussion, I guess we'll give everybody a chance to comment on this. Does anybody want to start? Feel free.
I'll start. I just wanted to, one, apologize on behalf of Elmwood Park to Councilman Fasolo. These comments should have never been made to you, about you, or about anyone else. But since we're talking about you for a moment, I am sorry this happened, and we'll do everything we can to continue to promote inclusivity and acceptance in this community. And even though that is not the group that you're a part of, this is not something that we accept. We condone this type of behavior. And I just wanted, it's a long resolution, but it does say the mayor and council will continue to support diversity of the community and make it stronger and more resilient. And I'm going to continue to work with you and for you. And for everyone else that identifies or has any other issues with anything in this resolution, I will be there to assist and help you guys get through this and let you know that Elmwood Park, and I can't tell you what year it was, but we became stigma-free for a reason, and we're going to continue to promote that. So on behalf of everyone else, we apologize to you for that. That should not have happened. I'm sad it's even a conversation. But I'm just going to stop there for now. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else care to speak?
Yes, Mayor. This council does not have the right to stop someone from saying something. The council does not have the right to prevent someone from posting something or writing something. This council does have the right to express their opinion when members of the community, members of our council, are spoken about in such egregious and disgusting ways. Further, this council has an obligation to speak out on these issues when people who are attempting to serve in public office create an environment where these things are allowed to be posted. I said this at the last meeting. As leaders, we are responsible for the people we surround ourselves with and the way they conduct themselves. And people that say these things or allow these things to be said and then tell people that they will get in trouble if they take comments out of that group and post somewhere else, which almost endorses the fact that they can write it, is absolutely disgusting. And if I understand correctly, the conversation, the post that ended up in this comment was a post regarding the raising of the pride flag, which is something that Elmwood Park has been doing, I think, for 3 or 4 years now, which is a good thing, something that everyone on this council supports. And for that conversation to devolve into that a council member cross-dresses, that the Democratic Party, which we know we live in a divided society, you know, half the people are on this side, half the people are on this side, and to just flat out say that half of the population in the town that chooses to support a certain party basically endorses pedophilia is outrageous. And I think that's the most outrageous thing here, the trivialization of pedophilia. Like we're throwing it around like a political talking point. Like it's mind-blowing. Like do we know what pedophilia really is? And to sit there and write that, and then for the person that has the power to remove that, censor that comment, does not do so, and doubles down, threatening people in that group that they will be removed if they take those comments and circulate them outside the group. It's really unfortunate, but we have an obligation to address these things because the term minority isn't just related to skin, right? There are different kinds of people. We have different occupations, sexual preferences, etc. All of these people make up our community. Whether it's one person, whether it's a couple hundred, or whatever, and we need to represent them and stand for them. And I urge all my colleagues, everyone involved, to really take a deep look into the individuals that you associate yourself with, because it is a reflection. It is a reflection sometimes on yourself. If there was people, if there was somebody supporting me, let's say, or whatever, that was doing things like this, or condoning, or allowing things to be written, I would not associate myself with that individual. Period. Period. And I know things get crazy because there's an election every year. Obviously, there's an election. I think the actual election between the actual candidates will be relatively fine and civil. Obviously, everyone wants to win. They do what they have to do to win. But it's going to be on the substance. But there's this growing army of online trolls that are absolutely out of control. Absolutely out of control. And if anyone has any influence over these people, I please urge you to take that into consideration. I support this resolution. I will always speak out and support marginalized communities when they're attacked like this. I mean, to trivialize pedophilia and say that the Democratic Party slogan should be "I support pedophiles" is like totally outrageous. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know what more needs to be said on this point. Thank you, Mayor.
I'd like to
Councilwoman
say
Coleman?
something. At the last meeting we had, I had nothing to do with any of this, like most of us have not. But I did apologize to Councilman Fasolo and his family because I thought it was really terrible, the comments that were made. And I'm glad we all decide as a mayor and council to do this resolution, standing up for what we believe in and what is right. So it's unfortunate that things like this happen and are said, but on our end as colleagues and leaders of the community, by having this resolution, we show that we don't stand for that kind of talk and that kind of behavior, because that's not who we are. So I'm glad that that was all done. I'm glad that we all voted on it together and all agreed to get it done. And all I can say is some of us have been grouped into certain situations, and all I can say is I'm responsible for myself, and I wholeheartedly thought that that was really terrible. And I know that the family went through a lot, and I'm sorry for that, because none of you deserved that. You're good people. I know you for many years, and nobody deserves to be called names like that. We can disagree, and that's okay. I've been doing this for 20 years, and it's okay to have different opinions and different voices, but then there's a point where you have to stop and draw the line, and it's not okay. It's not okay to name call like that. It really isn't. And you have to watch how you use your words. You can state your opinion in a way that you're not saying those kind of words to other human beings. It's just not right, and it's not fair. So again, I'm glad that we all united up here to do what we could do on our end. And that's all I could say, is that I'm sorry something like this happened. I hope it never happens again. We're a very small community. We all try to make things better. We live here, right? We want the best for everybody. That's why we do what we do. So I hope we can get our voices out, but in a more constructive way, without hurting or attacking. Just watch your words, everybody. There is freedom of speech, but sometimes you got to draw the line of the words that you choose to use. It's just not right. So I pray, I really do pray that we can all move on somehow and just try to work together and try to be kind to everyone. Okay, and that's all I have to say about this, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Sheridan?
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I just want to put out there, I am not on Facebook. I have nothing to do with Facebook. And we're all adults, and we all need to act like adults. I mean, the council has got this resolution. Oh, it's on. Is it on now? Okay. The council has this resolution. We discussed this 2 weeks ago for almost 45 minutes. I mean, let's move on. We have other things to worry about to keep this town safe, to make sure everybody gets along, everyone is equal. We're all here for the same purpose, and that's the way it should stay. We have a great police force. We have a great fire department. Let's all work together. Let's stay safe. And it doesn't matter if you don't talk to this one or you're seen with this one in the picture or you're not. We're all here for the same purpose, to stay safe. That's all I have to say, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President Wallace Neely?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I want to first say also that I am so sorry for Councilman Fasolo by what has happened on this website, because it's not only him that's affected, it's his entire family. So if people would put themselves in his shoes, just imagine how they would feel. I'm so pleased with this resolution tonight and that we are all on the same page for this, because we are the leaders of this community. What really concerns me is that you cannot be a leader of a website and take down these types of posts. All you got to do is remove it as a leader, because I know I run 2 websites. I would never condone something like this. You remove it, or you remove the person, like you're removing the people that are sharing this with other websites. You can do the same thing with the people that are writing these things. So if you can't be a leader of a website, my question is, how can you possibly be a leader of Elmwood Park? So we have to keep that in mind. So I thank the mayor and council that many times we are on different pages of different items, but this one we all stuck together, and that's so important. You know, we have to show that we do not condone this insanity. So I'm so thrilled. And again, Councilman Fasolo, this was not deserved. It was lies, and it's very sad that people in the community want to leave the community, but yet they can't act like a human being on a website. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Fasolo?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to apologize to Councilwoman Sheridan, but we are still talking about this. We need 2 meetings to get something done, so, it'll usually take a month to get things done. But I also want to thank the entire council for their unity and their apologies. But the apologies shouldn't be geared toward me. They should be geared toward the members of our community that are part of this community. They're just trying to live their lives here in Elmwood Park. And to see the divisiveness on Facebook and on other social media platforms, it's truly disgusting. The person that posted this has a record of a reputation of these disgusting comments, was punished in some sort the first time, and so it's nothing new. You don't have to apologize to me. My family and I are strong. We will get through it. It was hurtful when it was first written, but we did get through it. You have a place here in Elmwood Park to the LGBTQ community. You have a place here in Elmwood Park. You have a voice from this council. Those comments do not stand for the majority of the residents of Elmwood Park. When that comment was written, I did not think otherwise of Elmwood Park. We are loving people, we are a strong community, we are a welcoming community. So that's all I have to say. Thank you thank you to the council for recognizing this and allowing us to write this resolution.
Thank you, Councilman. Well, I hope that this resolution does deter people in the future from speaking about people. I am not an advocate of Facebook. A lot of you know that. You call me archaic. I get it. No problem. But you know what? I don't have problems like this because I do not banter with people on Facebook. What I want to say to the younger folk, and it's important, it's a great form of communication, is that it should be used for happy things. Happy birthday. Congratulations, you just got out of college. Somebody's 95 years old. That's all good stuff. But when it gets nasty like this, it has no place in our society. And I don't think anyone in this room, and I think maybe 8 out of 10 people would not condone anything like this. And it is good, and once again, I hope this resolution does do something to deter that. But I would just say to those folks out there that they're not going to stop because I said to stop. Think about it. Think about what you're putting down and what you're doing to that other person. When it should be good things that happen, not bad things. May I have a motion on the consent agenda? I'm sorry, a motion on the resolution.
We have a motion by Councilman Fasolo, second by Councilwoman Dennis. On roll call, Council members Dennis,
Yes.
Fasolo,
Absolutely, yes.
Golombek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Ballestieri.
100% yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, at this time, we have applications on the agenda. We have the William J. Mulligan VFW Post 281 raffle license for July 18, 2023 through August 29, 2023, and the Elmwood Park Patterson Elks number 60 Texas Hold'em raffle for July 22nd, 2023.
Motion on the application. Any discussion? All in favor?
Okay, Mayor, at this time, I'm going to turn the meeting over to you.
Council reports. Councilwoman Dennis.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to once again congratulate all officers from this evening for all of their hard work and heroic efforts in our community. Their work is always appreciated and never, excuse me, it's so cold in here. I'm sorry, I can't even think. I'm the only one that's cold. Again, thank you to the officers, really appreciate them and all their hard work. Today, there were some parents within our community that got together and raised some money for our recreation staff. And I just wanted to go on record and thank them for banding together to appreciate all of our staff members over there. There's over 50 of them, and they were given an ice cream truck with empanadas and all kinds of food and things. And it was just a nice day for them. And I wanted to thank those parents on the record for coming together and showing our employees such great respect and appreciation. Also, yesterday was Cones with the Cops, and I just wanted to thank the chief and everyone that attended for such a great event. I even got free ice cream. I didn't care that I was under 18. But it was a great turnout, and a special thank you to Four Seasons Ice Cream for donating over 287, I believe the number was, 287 ice creams to our community. It was greatly appreciated, and hopefully they'll do it again next year because we'll be back. But it was delicious, and it was so much appreciated. And Chief, thank you to you and your staff for hosting that event. And I just wanted to stop for a second. Every meeting that we sit here, our mayor reads a prayer, and he starts off by saying, "Allow us to remove selfishness and prejudice from our hearts." And I wrote that down today just because I knew this resolution was going to be read, and I'm hoping that whether you come to our meetings or you watch it online or you hear snippets of it on the internet, that you hear that first part that says, "Allow us to remove selfishness and prejudice from our hearts." We are up here because we chose to run for this seat, and our residents and our neighbors voted for us to be up here. We didn't put ourselves up here to be attacked We didn't put ourselves up here to deal with what they call politics and be subjected to such hateful comments on the internet. I know that everyone thinks, oh, it's just the internet, we should ignore it, but we cannot ignore what's in our face. You know, there's that whole see something, say something culture. We live in a society, unfortunately, with copycats. We have an issue this year with a lot of council people around this country getting hurt. And my biggest concern was people acting on the things that they see online. I'm concerned for my council members. I'm concerned for their physical and mental well-being. I am concerned about our residents who support the kind of comments that were made online. I just want everyone to know that I don't support it. I condemn it. I'm a Democrat. I don't support pedophiles. I do support Councilman Fasolo and his family. And I just want you to know that Elmwood Park supports you guys as well. This is unfortunate, but as Councilman Fasolo said, him and his family got through it, and we're going to get through it as well. So thank you, Mayor. Progress.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Fasolo?
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to thank the police officers with Cones for Cops yesterday. I heard it was a great event, and Four Seasons for their generosity to our community again. Progress, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Golubek.
Thank you, Mayor. The Cones with Cops events, I told this to the chief yesterday, I think was my favorite event so far in terms of these, these pop-up new events. And I didn't even have ice cream. And the reason I enjoyed it so much is because a lot of young families with young children, and you just see faces in people that you never saw before, that you didn't even know live in your community. For one reason or the other, their children are not old enough to play sports, this and that. Like, you get to meet different parts of the community. Very nice. I'm proud of the work we're doing on that front. I received a call this week from Mr. Ian Godfrey, who is, I think, the district director for Congressman Pascrell. Congress is doing earmarks again, which allows Congress people to sponsor specific projects in their district to get funded by federal dollars. And this mayor and council requested money to do a street lighting project, to complete the street lighting project on Market Street. Currently, it starts down here and ends by the tracks by CVS. Our request was to take the same lighting system and get it all the way to Midland Avenue to complete the Market Street stretch for aesthetic purposes, for safety purposes, and so forth. And I was informed that the Elmwood Park request is in committee. It's in the congressional committee, and that it passed one of the first hurdles. $730,000 is the number right now that Elmwood Park would receive if it hits the finish line. Congress is a complicated place. It has to end up getting voted on the floor of the House by the entire Congress as part of a larger bill, but I'm told it looks very, very promising. As you can see, the beginning of the Boulevard Lighting Project has started. This is a process, but I think we are heading in a direction where in about 4 or 5 years, Market Street and the entirety of the boulevard will have decorative street lamps that will look beautiful and that will make our community safer. It's something that is really important to me, and I was very happy to hear that. So I wanted to share that news with the residents and the council that did not know that. Mayor, that's all I have at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. We share your enthusiasm on the project. Councilwoman Pellegrin?
Yes, I attended the concert series the last 2 weeks at our recreation center. Both bands were great, and everyone seemed to be having a great time. I did receive a lot of good feedback from those who did attend, and the concerts will continue every Tuesday night through August 29th, rain or shine, at 7:30 p.m. And then our Board of Health meeting will be held on Monday, August 14th at 7 p.m. Location, Council Chambers, time 7 p.m., and all are welcome to attend. And on the ice cream event, I happened to be in Four Seasons buying something one day, and the owner and his son came up to me, and they were just so excited. They said, "Did you hear we're going to have the ice cream event with the cops?" And I said, "Yes, I did." And they were just so happy to give back to our community. They're a really great family, and they were just so excited by it. And so I'm happy it turned out well, and I just want to thank the family for donating so much. And they're an asset definitely to our community. Good people. Thank you, Mayor. Progress.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Sheridan.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, the concerts, so far we had 2 of them. They were great. Tuesdays didn't get over till like almost 10:30. They ran like overtime. I mean, they're good. Come out, have a good time, bring a chair. There's like anywhere from maybe 100 to maybe 220 people that go. We all have a good time. Next, the Elks is having a poker fundraiser this Saturday. Doors open at 6. It's $100 buy-in. It's right next door over at the Elks. I did not go last night to the Cones, the Cones for Cops, but I heard it was great. We served over like 300 cones it was, Mike? Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of kids were happy, everybody got ice cream, everybody was happy. And I also have an envelope for the mayor and council from Flag Day from the Elks, just a little thank you. Progress, Mayor.
Do you want to read the letter?
No, you can.
Okay. Councilwoman Ballesteri, Council President Woman Ballesteri.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, I just want to congratulate all the police officers on their awards tonight. It was such a wonderful night. Cones of Cops, we attended that, and what a great event. This is like every time something new, and it just gets better and better. And I want to thank the chief and his department, also Four Seasons for their donation. It was really a fun event. I hope that they can do this, once a year. Many times we agree to disagree. Tonight we came together for something that we all believed in. So I'm very proud of the mayor and council for that on the resolution tonight. After January 1st, whether it's the same council or different council members, I hope the true leadership and support stays the same for our entire community and not just for certain groups in our community. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Sandy.
Mayor,
Where's
Mayor?
that coming from? Okay.
I'm sorry, I forgot one thing. Can I just, before you start, I'm so sorry.
No.
Say yes, it's a good one. I'm sorry.
Of course you can.
I don't know how.
I just want to see your reaction when I said no.
No, it's a good one. It's a good one. I don't know how we all forgot, but I apologize for me forgetting. This Saturday is the annual barbecue movie night cookout at the Rec. It starts at 6. Our officers will be barbecuing for our residents. Everything is free. Our movie starts at 8. We're showing Super Mario Brothers, and then our wonderful officers are going to protect us all night long while we sleep on the grass. I'll be in my car, but just wanted to throw it out there. There's still time to register. For anyone that's interested, you can go on our Community Pass and register if you're spending the night. If you're not spending the night, you don't have to register. But for those that want to camp out with us and have breakfast in the morning, there's bagels and donuts in the morning. Please go online to Community Pass and register to attend the event on Saturday.
Chief, are you sleeping there?
Are you making breakfast in the morning?
Are we good? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a letter from the Elks regarding Flag Day. We all know what happened that day. We almost got through it, but they were here thanking us for everything we've done. They thank the chief, and they thank the mayor and council, and it's from Laura Con Francesco. You're welcome. Anyhow, just a little feedback on the concert. I missed the first one, unfortunately. I heard it was well done, and it was a good amount of people that were there. And also, I could report the second one was good, very good. We had 2 groups there: 1910 Fruit Gum Company and the Buckinghams. Now, I know to you younger people that you would have never asked the question, "What does 1910 Fruit Gum Company mean?" So I asked the original member of the group, well, how did you derive at this name? And he said, it's a long story, but I'll make it short. They simply, he had a Vegas machine, slot machine. And in the roller there was 1910 Fruit Gum. So he took that when they were looking for a name, and that's how they got their name. I thought it was a weird name to start off with. But that was my question to him, how he got that name. We have six more to go. Mike, Community Day, are we having a band on Community Day?
We have two bands. We have a local guy doing 50s Rat Pack stuff in the afternoon, and then at night we have, or early evening, we have 70s and 80s music
Right.
band.
And this week we have Elton John coming in.
So this week is going to be National Night Out concert combo.
Right, okay, I see. All right. That's all I have at this moment. So I may I have a motion to open the floor to the public.
So move.
Anyone from the public here to speak? Your name, please, and your address, and let's keep everything civil tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because
Doubt it.
that's what we are, civil human beings.
Doubt it.
You got to get the mic on, Gladys, or the backup mic.
Okay. Gladys Griskowitz, 256 Fensack Avenue, Elma Park. Where do I begin? Okay.
Maybe-
It has come
maybe
to my
sorry.
attention.
Maybe you should begin
No,
with
no,
sorry.
maybe you should say you're sorry to
Hold on,
me.
excuse me. Let's keep order here.
Okay, I get a chance to speak too, remember that?
Mr. Fasolo, let her speak, and then you could talk to her.
Maybe you should shut up. I'm not a public figure.
No, she... All right, quiet.
You started it.
I did?
Okay? Yeah, you did, asking for an apology. I was going to ask you for an apology.
Before this...
Me? Me. You want an apology from me.
Mr. Fasolo.
You're way out of line.
Okay, it has come to my
Let her
attention,
speak, and then you speak. All right, well, let her speak.
because you're not letting me speak. It has come to my attention that my name was mentioned in the last week's meeting with the words rape and molestation, words that I never used. Okay, also, I never wished your family harm. Okay, no, I did not. And show me the post where I wished your family and your future children harm.
When you said...
I did not say that.
Do you want me to respond, or do you want me to
No,
respond?
okay, then,
I won't
if you were
respond.
so concerned about it, why did you share it on another social media site with 10,000 people, okay? I never mentioned anything about the gay flag, okay? Someone else mentioned the gay flag. My comments had to do with the curriculum in the school, and it was taken out of context on what I wrote. And I should have been given the opportunity. You had a meeting for how long? And no one, why didn't anybody call me and ask me? Okay? Because you all agree that stuff that is written on social media is taken out of context. And you should have called me in, because I never wished you or your family any harm. Okay? With that, I would like to see where this council, you're not a legislative branch, where do you have the right to follow people on social media and tell them what they can and cannot say? Even Facebook can't even take care of that. This post was not flagged by Facebook for hate or anything. It was not removed. I in no way wished him or his future family any harm. And where the words last week, and it has to be recorded, were rape and molestation. Where are those words on the post?
How would you define pulling down a child's pants and
It
then
wasn't
seeing
a
her?
child.
And then,
You're
no,
wrong. Wasn't a
when you
child.
said I hope some grown-up pulls down his pants when he has a kid, I hope to see his face then. What does that mean?
That had
Just
to
please
do.
elaborate.
Yeah, that
One
had
at
to
a
do
time. One
with
at
the.
a time.
Mayor,
I know.
please.
Yeah, no,
That had
Thank
to
you.
do
I'm
with
not
the
stopping.
curriculum trying to be
So
conducted.
by pulling my child's pants
Not your
down,
child.
no, I hope to see some grown-up pull down his pants when he has a, who's he?
Yes.
Me?
Could have been anybody.
Oh, really? So you're speaking, are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
You are completely delusional. Please, you're out of line. You're out of line. Yeah, you're out of line, ma'am. You're not at the podium. Maybe you'll have a chance
I don't
after.
know why you keep interrupting me, but you are.
I'm
Okay.
answering your question. You asked me. And he, in
Right.
that post, is
And
me.
I never, ever used the words rape or molestation.
Again, how would you
against
define pulling
Wait,
somebody's
wait,
pants down?
Tell me what rape, you tell me that rape.
I'm asking, so that would be
I don't-
sexual assault,
listen,
no?
I never wished that against you, and you need
I
to
hope,
apologize.
I hope means I wish. So if you hope something happens, it means that you're wishing it happens.
No, and
I don't know
this-
where I
and-
come from, that's where it means.
And I am not homophobic. Let's take hundreds of gays. My brother is gay. He got married 2 years ago to his partner. So I am not a homophobic, okay? Number two. Okay? And Daniel, okay, you signaled me out to the mayor that you saw me at a Republican meeting, okay? And then you told him that he needs to control his people. Well, if I'm not mistaken, you were supposed to be admonished for your powwow here, okay? And you associated yourself with a convicted forger, a Democratic president, Frank Camarena. So, you know, you go tit for tat and you come after me. It's just trying to bring the Republican Party down.
Mayor,
Okay.
Mayor, I'm going to sort of extend my opinion here at this point as the attorney of this council. I want to make sure that you all understand that whatever you're saying right now is a recorded document statement that can be used against you or for you, okay? So I want to just make sure that you understand that what you're saying is recorded.
Yeah, I know I know what I'm saying is the truth.
Thank you.
And then, you know, Mr. Filigno, I say that because I don't know what hat you're wearing here. Like, you said that that it was hate speech. But did you, I talked to a couple of people that never even saw the post. No, but you said it was hate speech to the lawyer at the meeting to discuss this. I was told that you said that this is hate speech, and
ma'am.
you agreed.
Hold on, you were told what I said? Who told you that?
They're here, I don't
Well,
want
it's
to use their
hearsay,
names.
come on. You
No,
can't
it's not
Gladys.
hearsay, they're here.
You heard
If
I
they wanna
said
come
something, I didn't
forward
even
and
have an
say
opinion on
something.
the topic, I didn't even talk about the topic. So
And that-
please
no,
get your
oh,
facts straight.
and
Excuse
did you
me.
not equate it to screaming fire in a crowded theater?
Okay, and?
Well, why would you say that?
Why would I say what?
You said that my statement was equivalent.
I didn't say anything about you or your statement. I didn't say anything about you or your statement. Let's make that clear. I did not say anything about you or your statement, okay?
Gladys, can we?
Hate speech is not First Amendment speech. You can't go up to a person of a protected class and based on that class alone, call them a derogatory name. That is bias harassment. That is not protected by the First Amendment. I do this for a living, I should know that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you did that.
I didn't.
But if I said hate speech, that's called hate speech, and that's not protected by the First Amendment. That's all I'm saying. I have nothing to say about you or any of this topic.
Gladys, we're reaching over the limit, the 5 minutes, so if you can please
Well,
bring it to a
I
conclusion.
just want to make it known that I never said anything about the pride flag. It was, and what gets me is so many people from this town commented on that way worse than and no one else was named. That's what I find weird. Like, only I was signaled out. There were people on that post that was saying very derogatory things, but none of them were called here, okay? And rape and molestation were never used, and I told you yesterday on the phone, I filed a complaint, okay, because I did not use those words. And I do not want them associated with my name. I did not wish harm against him. I did not wish rape against his kid. And show me where it's written that I said that. Just show me where it's written. Where I said
Would
rape
you like,
and
would you like me
molestation.
to repeat the post for you? Did you want me to read it for?
What-
No, I have it right here. There's,
Sit, please sit.
Ma'am,
Lady in the
ma'am,
back,
ma'am.
please, we got to
I'm
keep this
gonna,
to conversation.
Mayor, I'm going to advise you again. Are you the Gigi on the resolution?
yeah.
Oh. I didn't know who you were. You are just relating yourself to the fictitious name that you used on the post.
Well, that's the name I use. That's my name.
Oh, that's your, so you're Gigi? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Anything further, Gladys?
Excuse me?
Anything further you want?
No, I want to clear my name. I have a gay brother who is married. We've embraced him. He would come here if he said I wanted him to speak. I just want you to know that I in no way disrespected the pride flag. I am not the one that demanded that it be taken down. I'm not the one who said all these things that I never even knew pertained to that flag, which I don't even know if it's real or not, okay? I made a comment, maybe somehow got sidetracked. It had to do with the curriculum in the schools. And that was what I was making my statements
Ms.
on.
Gladys, are you doubling, excuse me,
Thank-
guys, hold on. Are you doubling down on the
Thank you.
comments that Mr. Fasolo read out loud?
Thank you.
Excuse me?
Are you doubling down on the comment that Mr. Fasolo has read quite a few times up here?
Yeah, I never said rape or molestation.
No, I'm saying, are you standing by the post that Mr. Fasolo read up here that you posted online?
Am I standing by it? What does that mean?
Are you still stating that this is how you
Yeah,
feel?
I did not wish him harm or to his future family.
So just for the record, Mr. Fasolo, can you just read that one more time?
We're rehashing here now.
We
There we
didn't
are.
rehash it. Read
is-
one more time.
1 second. Let me pull it up. Sorry we're bothering you. This is probably because Fasolo, I guess I'm the he in this comment, Fasolo likes to cross-dress. Why else would he, again, be defending pedophiles? He should have charges brought up against him for behavior unbecoming of a councilman. He was elected to represent the town in a good light, but he has chosen to feed filth to our children to satisfy his party. I hope some grown-up pulls down his pants when he has a kid. So when you pull a child's pants down,
Not the child's pants.
no,
You keep saying the child's pants.
oh, my pants? No, it's my child. Because you want to see my
No,
face.
not your child's
What are you
pants.
talking about, ma'am? You are delusional.
Do not call me that.
I
okay?
just want
All
to
right.
make, Ms. Gladys,
Okay.
I can't
I'm going to
pronounce.
ask for
Hold-
this conversation to stop at this point.
I just wanted to make one
No,
point. It's
no,
not a fight.
no,
it's
you know what? You need to
conversation.
stop, too.
Councilwoman,
No, don't point at me. I'm
I'll
gonna
point at you
tell
if
you
I
this
feel
right
like
now. Listen, Ms. Gladys, I can't pronounce your last name. Hold on. Do not stand there and disrespect me. You and I have never had a conversation.
Oh, no,
and I'm
you-
trying
you
really
have
hard
said
to be
stuff
nice
about
to
me in
you.
the past.
Excuse me, I don't even know who you
No, you
are.
have made
I don't
comments in
even
the
know
past.
who you are until I see
So
you
now
on
you
the
do.
internet, and I'm glad I don't know who you
Now
are.
you do. Now
And
you
what I
do.
wanted to say was to anyone else to understand, so people on the internet to understand, is that this council does not have jurisdiction over school curriculum. So
And
your
they don't
comment
have jurisdiction
was
over
misplaced.
social media.
Your comment was misplaced. We are residents, we are people, we see what you write about us, and we have a right to tell you that you're wrong. You're
You don't.
out of line, you're disrespectful,
You do not.
and you're doubling down on the comments that you made that are promoting hate speech, because
they're
that's
not.
what it is. And whether you
no.
want to choose to believe it or
I'm-
not, that's what you did.
You are
All right? So
incorrect.
you can sit there and act like
I'm
I didn't do
standing.
anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong, but what you did was wrong, and you don't want to accept it. And that's part of being an adult, is holding yourself accountable
who
when
are
you make
you
a mistake.
to tell
And
me
if
that
it
I'm
was
wrong?
taken out of context, you should have came up here and said, "Let me clear it
No,
up
no,
for
no.
you." But you didn't
No.
do that. You came
Well,
up here
you
to
had
fight with us.
meetings for 2
You came
weeks.
here to fight
You-
with us.
That's
And you
it.
will not
Me.
stand here and disrespect
No,
anybody
I'm
up
gonna
here.
shut this
And I'm
meeting
going to
down.
sit here, and I'm out of line.
Yeah.
You don't get to
Yeah, I
stand
want-
Out of
here
line.
and disrespect anybody
Out
up
of
here,
line.
and we're going to stand here and take it. Not happening. Go sit back down and go think about what you
No,
said,
I'm
and
not
come
gonna
back
think
if you
about
want to
anything.
clarify it.
But you should have came here and apologized.
No, she is out of line. I'm trying to speak.
That's your, Gladys, you had enough time to get your
Well,
point across.
no,
And they had enough time.
No one is here to, can dominate
Gladys,
social
Gladys,
media.
we got to
Your time is
stop
up.
it
Please
now.
have a seat.
We got to stop
Yeah,
it.
I'll be
now.
back.
Please, have respect
I'll be back.
for the fact I'm saying that. No, excuse me for 1 second. Sit down. I want to adjourn for 2 minutes.
No, Mayor, let's continue the meeting. Let's go.
No, I have to.
I'm
use
against
the
that.
men's
Can we
room.
take, go.
That's why I got to go to the bathroom. Pause. Ooh. Let us continue. Do we have to reestablish the quorum? No? Okay. Yes, sir, you wanted to speak. Your name and address. You have 5 minutes if you're going to go that long.
No problem. I can keep track of time, unlike some. My name is John Lucachica. I am a new resident of Elmwood Park. I'd like to keep my address private due to my concerns of the mental health of my peers. I would like to start by thanking the council for this resolution today. As a member of the LGBTQ community and a new resident of Elmwood Park, it does bring me joy to see my government take a stand for what is right. I would like to say that it is extremely disheartening to know that I'm a recent transfer from out of state and moved to New Jersey, and my first residence here is in Elmwood Park. So my first impression is of the comments that Ms. Gigi Hayes has decided to post in regards to a flag that represents my life. My livelihood is not up for politics, and my life is not up for politics. I deserve every right that everyone else in the United States of America deserves. It is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and this is my pursuit of happiness. Your First Amendment right is limited. It's limited when it infringes on my rights as a human being and as a citizen of the United States of America, and now a resident of Elmwood Park. So I would just like to thank Elmwood Park Council and Mayor for bringing upon this resolution and condemning the hate speech that is passed around on Facebook by Ms. Gigi Hayes. I do understand that she might have a lack of education in many departments, and specifically departments pertaining to my life. And should she ever have a question about it, I suggest she would read a book, unlikely that she has before. But if she ever seeks any information in regards to what we stand for, feel free to continue to post, and I'd be happy to continue to educate my peers. I do want to point out that in LGBTQ, there is no P. We do not condone pedophilia. We do not support pedophilia, nor are we pedophiles. I am a man who prefers the company of a man. I do not prefer the company of a child. It is not within my interest. It will never be within my interest, and it will never be within the interest of anyone within the LGBTQ community. That is hate speech in its own. I would like to also address the fact that, through knowing Francesco as a councilman personally, comments of being a cross-dresser and comments of being, feeding filth into the minds of children, I really stand against those comments. I think that they are disheartening to hear, just vile, volatile, but after the performance we've seen, I expect nothing less. I do want to just reiterate the fact that not only are we not pedophiles, we do not support pedophiles, and we want children to be safe. We want all children to be safe. We are not interested in your children being gay. We're not interested in your children being drag queens or anything else. But what we do want is that should they end up being gay or any part of our LGBTQ LGBTQ community, that they end up safe. And that's what, you guys are here for. And I just want to, again, reiterate and say thank you for this resolution. And I hope that the words of you all and the words of myself and the continued support of my peers and the continued support of everyone who supports the LGBTQ community will deter people from continuing this type of hate speech because it should not be tolerated, and I certainly will not tolerate it, and it should not be accepted in any society. So I hope that was less than 5 minutes. I'm not much of a controversial person, so I appreciate it.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else care to speak from the public? We'll take this lady. You're first. She got up before you by 2 seconds.
Yes, hi. I'm Francesco's mom, as all you know. I would like to thank you all for, being there for me and my family. Like my son said, we are a strong family. We come together. The only thing I would have wished was for Gigi Hayes to come up here and just be an adult and apologize to my son, to the council, and to his family, and to all their families, because all we're here for is to protect our families and the community, okay? And for you to say such hateful things against people in our community is absolutely disgusting, okay? And all you had to say was, I'm sorry, but you're not too much of an adult to do that, and not considerate enough. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else care to speak?
My name is Martha Hayes. I live at 259 Fedstack Avenue, Elmwood Park. And I just have a few questions. I know in the beginning when we were discussing this resolution, and it was explained that someone was not regulating the site, and that this person was not fit to lead. And I'm just a little confused what that had to do with the resolution to begin with. And also, what is the purpose of this resolution? So you've discussed it. What does it lead to?
Mr. Attorney, would you please answer that?
Okay. As a governing body, they do not have the authorization to cite anyone for the improper speech where they could be arrested, or procedure can be done to arrest the individual, because that would violate the Constitution on their part. So there is nothing that this council could have done other than to show support against and condemning socially this kind of activity. So it's not an attempt to shut anyone down. It's not an attempt to shut their speech or their rights, anyone's rights, but is a consensus that a lot of times the legislature can do through legislature by adopting this kind of resolution where it sets up a moral standard, some sort of moral standard. Okay, it's not enforceable against anyone. The resolution doesn't create a crime of any kind. It just expresses the feelings of the council and the mayor as a whole that they don't condone this kind of activity, but condemn this kind of speech, this kind of addressing of individuals in this modality of media, okay? So that's basically what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not making anyone taking anyone's rights less than anybody else. But it's just a means of showing their disappointment and disdain for this kind of statements.
So say that a statement again is made like this. Would this again be a resolution to bring to light someone else that made a statement of this nature?
Absolutely. If it comes to their attention, yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a moral standard. Legislators can only do so much in law, but they cannot control society itself or social feelings. No legislature can legislate in social feelings, but they can express their concern in the community as leaders that they do not support that kind of stuff.
And my next question, I guess, is the person who was named in this, they don't have a right to be told ahead of time and perhaps had discussed this in a more closed manner before it became general?
It's not a matter that they could call upon the individual and say, please, you're invited to come to our meeting and we want to discuss this thing. They have no power to do that.
But you have the power to name them.
They have the power to use the information that they have given and are made aware of to condemn the activity socially.
So this person didn't have a right then to say their side until they had an open forum.
This person, as I'm assuming is the young lady, the young woman that was up here before.
Yes.
Okay. This person has all the rights in the world. If she wants to continue to speak, bring forward this kind of idea or her freedom of speech, she definitely has the right to speak. The question is the ramifications that may come as a result of it, not from this body, because this body has no authority to stop her speech or anyone's speech.
But this body had the right to classify it.
Classify what?
Classify it as not being appropriate.
No, this body did only condemn the usage and the terminology of that post as saying that it is not right in our community. That's all it's doing.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think we got some ghosts in the room tonight. Did you get any warning? No. Anyone else care to speak? Please come forth. If not, ladies before gentlemen. I mean, that's from the... Okay. Oh, you got to go to the bathroom too?
Doris Fletcher, 124 Phillip Avenue. First of all, I'd like to thank my angels tonight. I didn't get to speak before. That Elmwood Park finest, I'm considered my angels. They're always here for everybody in this town. It doesn't matter who you are, what religion you believe, what party you belong to. Our new friends and our new relatives, our new residents from this town, we're all here together. We fought a lot. Thanks to this chief right here, sitting here, he has brought this community so close together. People are talking about, senior citizens come up to me and say to me, what happened to this town? And I look at them and say, what happened to the town? We're so, as a family, it's not divided anymore. It's not Democratic, Republican. I'm sorry, Mayor, but it's not. It's a family in this town. Everybody could talk to somebody and say, she'll help me, he'll help me, and nobody has to say, oh no, I can't talk to them or I can't talk to them. This is what this town belongs to because of the chief. And I want to thank him from my heart. You know that. And the police department, the fire department, and our ambulance corps. Let me tell you, you see what they did tonight? They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for us. Residents know that, and residents, you know, they can't get out and like come here and say stuff, but they're all thankful for everything because what just did is a miracle for this town. It's been a long time coming, and I don't want to see it go backwards. I want to see it go forward. Francesco, you know you got my heart. Your mom knows I got your heart, you know. I'm behind you 100%. Nobody has the right to say that to anybody. And I'll tell you right now, each and every parent that sits here, grandparent or anybody, would you like that post on your phone saying that against your child or your grandchildren or anybody else? Not me, because let me tell you, I wouldn't be as good as them. Mike could be at my door because I'd be going into somebody else's home to beat the shit out of them. Because there's no way in anything I would do that, not stand up for my children. I'm sorry, but that's me. I have kids, I have grandchildren. Nobody would touch my grandchildren. And for what was said was not fair. It was wrong. Gladys, I'm sorry, but it's wrong. It really is wrong that you did that, because you wouldn't want that. Okay, I have no problem doing
Doris,
that.
please address the council.
That's okay.
Okay.
Francesca, you know that. But like I said to everybody else out here, parents, grandparents, everybody else, nobody would like to see that text in for everybody in the world to see. But you have the right to show it to everybody, that this is what this town, you know, people in this town do. Hurt people because they do it. And to be honest with you, Facebook, I won Facebook, yes, Mayor, I do like you said. Happy birthday, happy anniversary, congratulations on the baby, the job, or whatever. That's it. You'll never see me say a bad word, or I'll funny post and stuff.
Doris, stop right there. I agree 100% with you. Go ahead.
I owe you a hug later.
I like what that little one sentence you just said probably is something that we all should really think about. But I know a lot of people won't, but I hope you do. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Bob, we go back a long time. We go back 40 years together.
Shh, don't tell them that.
But what do you call it? No, but this is what this town needs. It's not because of one person pulling us apart. This person pulled us apart, we all stuck together. We're all here fighting for the same thing. You know what I mean? It's for Elmwood Park residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? If not, I will close the public portion. Do we have executive counsel? Yes? Okay, may I have a motion to go into executive?
Second.
All in favor? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss litigation and legal reports, minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be it resolved that the public be excluded from this meeting.